woke up in the morning and he said, I have a headache. We didn't think anything about it, and went away within 20 minutes. He was playing and having fun, and the next morning he woke up, same thing, I have a headache. So, being that we're from Las Vegas, we thought, well, maybe it's just sinuses or, the moisture in the air or something different, in his body, and he wasn't used to it or something, and that headache went away, and we went about our day again. By the third day, he woke up, he had a headache again, and this time it was worse. He was complaining quite a bit, and so we got Mucinex or whatever we could find and from the store and gave that to him, and it didn't really help, but so the next day he woke up with a headache, and we said, okay, this is not normal. 4 days in a row he wakes up with a headache. No kid should be waking up that many times with a headache. They let us know he's got a large brain tumor in the back of his head, and so they were going to have to do surgery and remove it. He had the tumor removed, and it was an 8-hour surgery, and it was probably the worst 8 hours I've ever experienced. And the doctor brought us back, and he said, the surgery went fantastic. The whole tumor came out. There was nothing left from the tumor, but it was cancer. So he also had another tumor that they knew about, and they couldn't get to that tumor at the same time because they said it would be a whole nother surgery. We decided we want to do everything we can to get this taken care of, and so we decided to go to St. Jude for 8 months. So, being that the fact that we were only here for a month, we moved here without any family. We didn't have any friends. We hadn't met anybody. We just moved here, and well, thank God we did, because Strands, we were gone for 8 months, so our house wasn't even remotely ready for us to come back, and we were gone for the winter. They came through, they made sure our house was prepared for the winter. They helped my mom out. They helped us out a ton, and it's not just the financial aspect of it, it's the fact they were there for us. They came, and it's like they know that it's not necessarily financials that you need help with, it's everything else also. It's your life. The way they helped us out is they catered to what we needed, as far as, what does your wife like at the house? What does your son like? What needs to be done? Like I said, it's not just financials, it's everything else. You need a new water heater. Okay, we're going to help you out with that. You need a new bathtub. We're going to help you out with that. They recognize that every family needs something different, which was fantastic.
Noelle, we just brought home from India a few months ago, and she's a beautiful, at that time, 11-pound baby girl. But she was 18 months old, and by God's grace, now she's 18 pounds, which means that she's been gaining weight. But we also, in the last few months, have found out that she was diagnosed with a terminal illness called Niemann-Pick type A. And most children, all children, don't live to be older than 3. And a lot of them around 18 months to 2 years pass away. And in the midst of that news, we have 2 weeks of hospital bills, about $80,000 worth of hospital bills sort of piling up, and we're not sure how much insurance is going to pay for all of that, and how we're going to pay for what's left of all of that, and on top of the diagnosis, and it's just an incredibly stressful time. And then insert into that moment Strands, and Amy and her husband, and they show up on our doorstep saying, hey, we want to enter into this story, and we want to bring a little bit of hope where it feels like there's a lot of darkness. We know that medical bills can be a lot. Other expenses like potentially burying your daughter one day can be a lot, and we want to help alleviate that pain and that suffering. Strands came to the rescue in so many ways, taking our story and promoting it across all of their platforms and selling different things on our behalf to raise money for us, and linking up with different organizations and partnerships, and all of this. We didn't have to do anything. Like, we just existed, and then you show up again, and here's a check for thousands of dollars that you've raised, that we've done nothing to do and to earn. And it's all to go to support our sweet baby girl, to make her last days, however long they may be, all that they can be. And to take away the stress and the difficulty and the unknowns of finances for us, so that we can be totally in and totally her parents for however many days that God's given her left. And the blessing that has been for us cannot be quantified in the check that was written. It's been such a blessing for us, and gosh, how many other stories have been affected already leading up to our story, and how many more stories can be affected going forward? How many more lives changed? How many more burdens eased? If I could just say thank you and it be enough, I would do it, but it's not. So thank you.
My daughter is Madeline Howard. We call her Maddie, and she was diagnosed with leukemia in 2016, and we had gone 3 months with no answers from doctors in the hospital and the ER and orthopedics and everybody that you could think of. So when we finally got the diagnosis, it was through a bone marrow test, and so she had to stay inpatient pretty much for about 8 months at Children's, receiving her chemo treatments and stuff. And so in June will be 2 years that she will be off treatment, and she is just rocking it like a rock star and just doing great. There's so much expense involved, and just a lot of times just needing that love and that somebody to reach out and say, hey, we're here for you, we're standing behind you, we support you. And that's basically what they did. They just kind of came in and scooped us up and loved on us and got her story out to the community. And they're still, just a lot of times after treatment, a lot of the patients that are doing okay seem to kind of get, I don't want to say forgot about, but kind of pushed to the side to the ones who are currently still going through treatments. And Strands is still, sending me a message saying, hey, check your front porch, and there's packages and boxes and things outside for Maddie to go through and play with, and just still loving on her and letting her know, hey, we hadn't forgot you, we're still there for you, and it just means a lot to our family.